Pastor Adenike Olubunmi Lamai was born at Okebola in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria, on the 9th of September 1969 to Pa Samuel Adetola Fagbemi and Mama Gladys Fagbemi, both of blessed memory.
Our dear late Pastor Adenike Olubunmi Lamai, who we as siblings fondly called Bumi, had her childhood years both in Ibadan, where she was born, and in Lagos, where she had her primary and secondary education, before proceeding to Ago-Iwoye in Ogun State for her university education.
54 years of her life she lived on earth was in total submission to the work of God. She dedicated all her life, her resources as a manager and an administrator with Adex Petroleum. Everything she has, everything she got, she dedicated to the ministry.
Pastor Adenike Olubunmi Lamai is an administrator par excellence with almost 30 years of vast experience in administration and people management. Prior to her resignation in 2015, she worked in the oil and gas sector of the economy at Ashland Oil and Adex Petroleum respectively, a career she started right after her youth service program NYSC in 1993.
Professionally, Nike was the consummate professional. And this spanned across not just what we call her secular work, but also she took that professionalism into executing the work of the ministry. When it comes to thoroughness, when it comes to high standards, it comes to integrity, you could not beat Adenike.
At that time, Nike was working at Adex Petroleum Corporation in VI. I also was working with Telnet Nigeria Limited, also in VI. And her colleagues knew me because I was always in their office. And my friends also knew her. I can count number of my friends on my fingertips, and Nike is one of them. There's no good friend of mine that does not know Nike.
She rose to become the head of administrative services, covering Lagos, Izombe, Imo State, Port Harcourt, and Abuja locations. Her 28 years of meritorious service cut across people management, immigration services, travel management, facilities management, event management, employees medical services, and general administration.
The area she was working with, it was very, very easy to change numbers. It was very, very easy. She was dealing with immigration a lot. A lot of things go on or went on in that sort of area of many, many businesses, but always above board. All the time she was in that business, she had an eye for quality, and she was definitely an asset at work.
She holds a first degree in history and a master's degree in industrial and labor relations, an executive certification in business analytics from London School of Economics, as well as a certificate in people management from the prestigious INSEAD. She was also a member of the International Association of Administrative Professionals, IAAP.
Bumi not only excelled in the ministry and in service to humanity, but she also excelled in her secular career. She was an administrator par excellence.
Nike was also very, very focused on people development. The people who worked around her grew in stature, grew in character, unless they just decided they weren't going to learn anything from her life. She was a very, very strong woman, sometimes too strong for some people.
Would you open up your heart? I've been waiting for so long. Would you open up your eyes? Where you are, you don't belong.
Pastor Nike, as fondly called, was married to her heartthrob and greatest cheerleader, Pastor CMD Lamai, senior pastor of the Makers Church headquartered in Lagos, Nigeria, where she also pastored with him before her demise.
Pastor Adenike was special. She was different. She was unique. She was my first girlfriend and the only one I ever had until her last day. Till date. The only one. I was especially drawn to her passion. She was passionate to a fault. Oh my God. From the very first day I met her until her last breath, her passion never went down. It was always going up. I haven't yet met one person whose passion comes close to that of my wife.
I've been calling for
Her husband has been very supportive of her vision and provides required guidance and support. They are blessed with both biological and spiritual children.
When I met her and I saw the passion in her, I said, oh my God, this is the kind of person I want to get married to.
When she got married, I remember when we were preparing for her wedding, the side mirror of my car was removed at Baja. I just bought my Honda then. And then when Nike had, I sang at her wedding, you know, You Are the Flesh of My Flesh was a song I sang at her wedding. Then when she had her first child, Juanita, I was the one with her at the hospital, at Premier Hospital in VI.
Pastor Adenike Lamai gave her life to Christ in November 1993 at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Freedom Hall Parish, under the leadership of Pastor Tony Rappel, where she was a worker and servant in God's vineyard until she was transferred to RCCG Rose of Sharon Parish, Ikeja GRA, under the leadership of Pastor Remy Morgan. She was ordained as a deaconess and served diligently as the head of Department of the Choir, The Fragrance of Life.
We went to the same university, that's college, and after then we also met again at the church at the Rose of Sharon Parish, where we were both in the choir. She sang soprano, I sang in alto. It was always a very beautiful time.
We first met at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Rose of Sharon Parish, as members of the choir. I joined ROS in 1998, and from the first moment that we met, we hit it off.
The spirit of giving and caring for others was imbibed in Pastor Nike from childhood by her late mother, Mrs. Gladys Fagbemi, who ensured everyone around her had some level of comfort. She picked this from her and continued with the legacy, but little did she know that this seed would someday give birth to something great. She established Hadassah Healing Foundation as an NGO in 2005 to look after the well-being of women folk, an organization which is currently being funded by individual contributions.
This was a vision she got also from our late mom, who also had the art of compassion. So it's more of a legacy. Hadassah Healing Foundation has reached about 4 countries and 3 continents of the world.
Hadassah has reached out to several women without consideration for their color, race, or religion, meeting varying needs of thousands of women spanning across 3 continents, Africa, Asia, and Europe, supporting them in different capacities comprising of welfare support scheme for widows orphans, medical support scheme, scholarship support scheme from cradle to university level, business support scheme, community support project, to mention but a few.
Thinking back now, I now realize God was actually preparing her for the noble task of seeking and saving the lost and meeting the needs of the less privileged in our society through our ministry and the Adasa Foundation.
Her journey with God has enabled her to author 3 destiny-impacting books: The Worth of Waiting, Times and Seasons, and Mami, with a number of unpublished works.
Out of all the books that she wrote, one that really struck me was Mami. Her love for her mom is amazing. Her ability to recollect her childhood was panoramic.
Pastor Nike can be best described as a very simple, prudent, focused and God-fearing woman of excellence who strongly believes anything worth doing at all is worth doing well.
There was never any room for sluggishness in Pastor Nike's presence, and that work ethic of working to produce results and aiming for excellence is something that has really left a true mark in my heart.
You only need to know Nike to love her. People that doesn't know her think she's strict, they think she's tough, they think she's difficult to deal with. But no, she's only a woman on a mission.
In 2020, she had a conversation with God on the need to begin to nurture and prepare the next generation of ladies for their God-given assignment by pouring of herself into them. This gave birth to Mentoring Generation Next with Pastor Nike Lamai, and currently has an exclusive closed community of ladies from different nations and walks of life.
After Pastor Nike's demise 365 days ago, we are still carrying on the legacy of hope and of compassion. We have had visitation to the Female Correctional Center in Apapa, and from there we've been able to secure the release of some inmates. We have had advocacy outreaches to schools for young girls, empowering them, advocating on gender-based violence, and we have had elderly care outreaches as well under the Adenike Lamai Ministries and Gladys Fagbemi Elderly Care Foundation, where we have medical outreach for the elderly, as well as giving them palliatives.
Pastor Nike was a recipient of several outstanding awards across and outside of the African continent, and some of these are ADAX Staff Cooperative Valuable Contribution Awards 2013, Woman of Merit Gold Award 2015, Selfless Service Gold Award 2017, Outstanding Personality Service Award 2018, Democracy Day Leadership National Award 2018, Caleb British International School Mother's Day Award 2018, nominee of an honorary doctorate degree from the London School of Business. She is survived by her husband, Dr. CMD Lamai, her children, Juanita and Chozai, siblings, nephews and nieces, cousins from both parents, and the HHF Global family, the Nike Lamai Ministries family, the Makers Church family, her bosom friends turned sisters and brothers from all over the world, the ADAX staff family, the RCCG Rose of Sharon Fragrance of Life family.
The Makers Church is still missing her. What she put together in the Makers Church is speaking. Her sacrifices is speaking.
I am a living witness that which God sent you to do, you fulfilled it.
We are empowered and resolved to keep the fire burning. We'll be here upholding the legacy of my dear sister. We're grateful for a life of impact, and all will be well with every one of us that she left behind. Yorùbá Adé ṣe dídùn ní ìrántí olódodo. I miss you sorely. God bless you. Till we meet again.